Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a flock of eagles? No. You see flocks of pigeons, swarms of crows, and herds of cattle, but the eagle is different. The eagle does not gather. It does not seek company. It does not conform. The eagle soars alone because it was designed for the heights, built for the storm, and crafted for dominion. And so it is with powerful people, leaders, visionaries, those who shift history. They do not blend in. They do not wait for approval. They do not move with the crowd. Today, I want to show you why the powerful are like the eagle. They always fly alone. And if you are going to rise, if you are going to lead, you must embrace the loneliness of greatness. The eagle was never created for the ground. It does not waste its time in the dust, scavenging for crumbs like pigeons and chickens. It was built for the sky, designed for the heights, created to dominate the air. And so it is with powerful people, those who are called to lead, to break barriers, to redefine history. They do not dwell where everyone else is. They do not settle for the ordinary. Their minds, their vision, their spirit, everything about them is fixed on greater things. Look around you. The world is filled with people content with mediocrity, satisfied with simply surviving. They live on the ground, feeding on whatever life throws at them, waiting for opportunities instead of creating them. But the eagle does not wait. It soars. It does not settle. It ascends. It does not look for the easy way out. It conquers. That is why if you are going to be powerful, if you are going to walk in greatness, you must shift your mindset from the ground to the heights. You cannot think like the masses and expect to rise above them. You cannot entertain small ideas, small fears, and small dreams and expect to have a life of impact. An eagle's strength is not in its wings. It is in its vision. It does not fly for the sake of flying. It flies because it has seen something worth pursuing. It fixes its eyes on the goal, locks in on the target, and does not waver until it has seized what belongs to it. What have you seen? What is your vision? What are you pursuing with such clarity that no distraction, no doubt, no delay can stop you? Because if you have no vision, you will never leave the ground. You will be like the chicken, content with the dirt, pecking at the leftovers of life, following the crowd, waiting for permission to move. But you were not designed for the ground. There is something greater inside you, something higher calling you to rise. That is why you never feel comfortable in mediocrity. That is why average living frustrates you. It is because you were never meant to live like everyone else. This is why powerful people always stand out. They are misunderstood. They are criticized. They are often lonely, but they are never lost because they know where they belong. The eagle does not envy the pigeons for their numbers, nor does it desire the chicken's comfort. It was made for the sky, and the sky is where it reigns. And so I ask you today, where are you dwelling? Are you living in the heights of your calling, or are you wasting your days among those who have no vision, no hunger, no desire for more? If you are going to soar, you must separate yourself from the ground. You must leave behind the distractions, the excuses, the fears, and fix your eyes on the heights, because the sky is where you belong. Rise. Not everyone can handle the altitude of an eagle. Not everyone is built for the heights. That is why you will never see an eagle flying with crows or pigeons, because the air is too thin for the weak. The higher you go, the lonelier it becomes. The greater your calling, the fewer people can walk with you. This is why powerful people always find themselves flying alone. Many want to be great, but few are willing to pay the price of separation. They want to be different, but they are afraid to leave the crowd. They desire success, but they cannot let go of the company of the familiar. Let me tell you something. You cannot carry everyone with you into greatness. The journey to the top is not for the fearful, the lazy, or the easily offended. It is for those who understand that elevation requires isolation. The moment you decide to rise, you will notice something. The crowd begins to fall away. Friends who once laughed with you start questioning your ambition. Family members who once supported you start saying, "You've changed." And that's because you have. You are not the same. You are no longer satisfied with small thinking, with endless gossip, with time-wasting conversations that lead nowhere. And the truth is, the more you grow, the less you fit where you used to be. Do you know why eagles do not mix with crows? Because crows are scavengers. They feed on dead things, things that have no life, things that are left behind. And there are people in your life who are just like that, feeding on dead dreams, dead relationships, dead opportunities. Their conversation is always about the past, never about the future. Their mindset is always about what they lost, never about what they are building. If you are going to fly like an eagle, you must separate yourself from those who refuse to grow. The higher you go, the fewer people you will find. Have you ever seen an eagle at the top of a mountain struggling to find company? No. It does not seek companionship at the cost of its destiny. It would rather be alone in the heights than be comfortable in the crowd. That is the mindset of powerful people. They are not afraid to walk alone. They do not need validation to keep moving forward. They are willing to be misunderstood, criticized, and even abandoned because they know their purpose is greater than their need for company. And so I ask you today, who is around you? Who are you allowing to speak into your life? Are they lifting you higher, or are they keeping you in the nest, afraid to fly? The price of greatness is separation. The cost of leadership is loneliness. But if you can endure the process, if you can embrace the isolation, then you will discover what few ever do. The freedom, the power, and the dominion that only come to those who are willing to fly alone. Storms do not come to destroy the eagle, they come to reveal its strength. While every other bird hides in fear, seeking shelter from the wind and rain, the eagle spreads its wings and rises above the storm. It does not fight the wind, it uses it. It does not fear the turbulence, it masters it. And so it is with powerful people. They do not run from challenges. They do not complain about adversity. They do not shrink back when the winds of life become violent. Instead, they use the very thing that was meant to break them to lift them higher. Many want to be great, but they pray for a life without struggle. They ask for success, but reject the process that produces it. They desire elevation, but resist the winds that are meant to carry them there. Let me tell you something. The storms of life are not your enemy. They are the training ground for your greatness. Every leader, every history maker, every person who has ever risen to power has had to face storms. But the difference between the powerful and the weak is how they respond to the storm. When the storms of rejection come, some give up. When the storms of failure come, some quit. When the storms of criticism come, some shrink back and compromise. But not the eagle. The eagle sees the storm and welcomes it, because it knows that without resistance, there is no growth. Without struggle, there is no strength. Without adversity, there is no transformation. Look at the lives of those who have achieved greatness. They did not get there by walking an easy path. They endured hardship. They faced betrayal. They encountered opposition from those who could not handle their rise. But instead of allowing the storm to break them, they used it to build endurance, resilience, and character. Some of you are in a storm right now, and you are asking, why is this happening to me? But I want to challenge you to ask a different question. What is this storm preparing me for? Because storms do not come to stop eagles. They come to send them higher. If you are in a storm today, do not run from it. Do not curse it. Do not fear it. Spread your wings. Rise above it. Dominate the sky, because your next level is waiting for you on the other side of the storm. The eagle's greatest weapon is not its wings, it is its vision. Long before it moves, it sees. Long before it strikes, it locks in on its target. While other birds are distracted by the noise around them, the eagle fixes its gaze on what is ahead. This is why powerful people are different. They do not waste time looking at what is behind them. They do not get caught up in distractions. They do not allow their focus to be broken by things that do not serve their destiny. They move with precision because they see what others cannot see. Vision is what separates leaders from followers. Vision is what distinguishes the powerful from the powerless. Without vision, people wander. Without vision, people settle. Without vision, people perish. But when you have a vision, when you know who you are and where you are going, nothing can stop you, not opinions, not obstacles, not even time itself. Because vision gives you clarity, it gives you discipline, it gives you the ability to say no to anything that does not align with your purpose. An eagle does not chase after every movement in the sky. It does not waste energy on things that do not serve its purpose. It remains locked in on its prey, unmoved by the winds, undistracted by the noise. And this is how powerful people live. They do not allow themselves to be consumed by gossip, by negativity, by the small thinking of the crowd. They protect their focus. They guard their vision. They refuse to let temporary distractions pull them away from their ultimate purpose. But the problem with many people today is that they see too many things. They want to be everything to everyone. They chase after opportunities without direction. They live by emotion instead of conviction. And as a result, they go everywhere but arrive nowhere. Because without vision, movement is meaningless. Activity without clarity is wasted energy. What is your vision? What have you locked in on that no one can take away from you? What is the one thing that wakes you up in the morning and keeps you pressing forward even when life gets difficult? If you cannot answer that, then you are not soaring, you are wandering. But it is not too late. You can fix your focus. You can sharpen your sight. You can rise above the noise, set your eyes on the heights, and refuse to be moved by anything less than what you were created for. Because only those who see clearly can fly without limits. There comes a time in the life of every eagle when it must go through a process that will define its future. A moment of breaking, a season of transformation. It is called the molting process, a time when the eagle retreats to a high place, plucks out its old feathers, breaks its own beak, and waits for renewal. It is painful, it is lonely, but it is necessary. Because without this process, the eagle cannot continue to soar. It cannot remain strong. It cannot fulfill its destiny. And so it is with powerful people. There are seasons in life when you will have to let go of everything that is holding you back. You will have to endure the pain of separation, the struggle of refinement, the breaking of your old ways, your old mindset, your old habits. Not because you are weak, but because you are being prepared for a greater level of power. Growth is not comfortable. Transformation is not easy. But if you refuse the process, you forfeit the promise. Look at those who have achieved greatness. They did not rise because life was easy. They were tested. They were broken. They sacrificed. There were nights of loneliness, seasons of doubt, moments of pain when they questioned if they could go on. But they endured. And because they endured, they emerged stronger, wiser, and ready to dominate. The problem with many people today is that they want promotion without preparation. They want power without the process. They want to soar without shedding the weight that is keeping them grounded. But let me tell you, you cannot take old feathers into a new season. You cannot carry dead weight into destiny. You cannot hold on to what is familiar and expect to fly higher. Something must be broken. Something must be left behind. Something must change. What is in your life that needs to go? What mindset have you been carrying that is limiting your rise? What relationships are keeping you from the next level? What habits are grounding your potential? Do not resist the process. Do not fear the breaking, because the pain you are feeling is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that you are being made new. If you can endure the refining, you will step into a strength that few ever experience. You will fly at heights that few ever reach, because only those who are willing to go through the process will emerge with the power to rule the sky. The eagle does not just live for itself. It does not rise to the heights, conquer the skies, and master the storm just to enjoy the view alone. No, the eagle understands something that many fail to grasp. True power is not measured by what you achieve, but by what you pass on. Greatness is not about what you do for yourself. It is about the impact you leave for those who come after you. This is why powerful people do not just think about their own success, they think about legacy. The eagle trains its young to fly, but not by keeping them comfortable in the nest. It does not coddle them. It does not protect them from struggle. Instead, at the right time, the mother eagle stirs the nest, making it uncomfortable, forcing the eaglet to spread its wing. And when the time is right, she pushes it out, not because she is cruel, but because she knows something that the young eaglet does not yet understand. You were born to fly. This is how powerful people raise others. They do not make life easy for those they mentor. They do not shield them from hardship. They challenge them, push them, demand more from them, because they know that comfort is the enemy of greatness. If you're going to leave a legacy, you cannot raise weak people. You cannot surround yourself with those who want to remain in the nest, afraid to fly. You must stir them up. You must demand growth. The problem with many today is that they want to lead, but they do not want to raise others. They want to succeed, but they are afraid to empower the next generation. They think that keeping knowledge to themselves makes them powerful. But true power is when you can duplicate yourself, when you can raise leaders who will go further than you ever did. That is the difference between those who are remembered and those who are forgotten. What are you building that will outlive you? Who are you investing in that will carry your vision beyond your lifetime? What knowledge, what wisdom, what principles are you passing down? If you die today, will the next generation be stronger because of you, or will they have to start from the bottom because you left them with nothing? The eagle does not fear that its young will rise higher. It takes pride in it. It knows that true greatness is not about how high you fly alone, but about how many you empower to soar. Because in the end, legacy is not what you leave for people, it is what you leave in them. And only those who understand this will be remembered long after they are gone. You were not created to walk with the crowd. You were not designed to live in mediocrity. You were born to fly, to rise above the ordinary, to dominate in your calling, to impact generations. But to do that, you must embrace the path of the eagle. You must be willing to separate yourself from those who do not share your vision. You must develop the courage to stand alone when necessary. You must learn to use adversity to lift you higher. You must guard your focus, endure the process of refinement, and commit to leaving a legacy that outlives you. This is the mindset of powerful people. This is the standard of those who shape history. And this is the calling on your life, not to settle, not to blend in, but to soar. So today, I challenge you. Rise, break free from the nest of comfort. Shake off the weight of small thinking and step into the identity that was placed in you from the very beginning. The world does not need more pigeons, more followers, more people content with being average. It needs eagles. It needs leaders. It needs you to take your place in the sky. This is your time. This is your moment. So spread your wings and fly. Good luck, and may you soar to heights beyond your imagination. Thank you.